Good day, everybody! It's Calxiyn here, and if you guys enjoy this video, you guys should subscribe for more RWBY videos. Get them early through Patreon, and join our Discord server, follow us on social media to connect with us. So, today we are going to be talking about Tyrian killing himself. This is why this channel was not hit by Kappa, alright? Leave us alone!
Because we talk about suicide and use cuss words.
Yeah, so here's the thing about this, okay? Here's the whole thing. There are 3 experienced huntsmen against Tyrian. I don't know how well this fight is gonna go for him. I think that he has a very high likelihood of dying this volume. Because really, I feel like he's given us everything that he can give. You know what I mean? Like, we have his backstory, we've had him for multiple volumes, he's been a good character, he's been really solid, we've seen a different side of him, but does he have a chance here? No, and people are getting revenge on their grudges, so it would be really sad if they failed, right? Like, for Crow to be like, you both have to get in line, like, and then Robin to be like, Ironwood told me I have to share, but then they all fail. You know what I mean? Like,
that would be...
that would be sad, because then it's like, especially Robin's like, I wanted to pummel you by myself, but Ironwood told me I had to share. Like, imagine then they all lose, all 3 of them. That would be terrible. So Tyrian has to die. And I doubt that they would just put him back in prison because Salem would just break him out. So
how do you say he dies?
So this is where the killing himself part comes in, okay? Right. Because he has failed Salem already.
Yes.
Right? He didn't kill Crow.
Yes.
He didn't get RWBY.
Yes.
Right? He didn't do anything he was supposed to do. And so now, if he fails again and get captured or something or whatever and doesn't kill Crow again, when he has the chance to kill Crow again, I feel like because he sees Salem as sort of this godlike sort of, you know, person and all that stuff, I feel like instead of going back home and being a failure, like, he would rather kill himself. And so he'll do it. And he'll, like, stab himself with his own tail, or something like stab himself in the neck with his own tail, or something like that, or even just, because his things are on his hands, right? Like his, knife, so couldn't he be like, "Rah!"
That would be, okay.
And that would be metal as fuck.
That would be very gruesome for RWBY. That would be someone opening their jugular, which you can
I like that.
You can do it in a, because they have shown blood.
I know this isn't The Witcher, but I'm just saying, like...
The Witcher, oh god, the sound effects in that show. But, like, so far this season has shown blood. Like, when like, Tyrian kills all the people at the rally, like, you see pools of blood. Like, that's the most violent, I think, or the most blood.
It can be, like, off-screen, like, maybe you could just know that he does it.
They could do it creatively.
Yeah.
Like, you can do it in interesting ways, and sometimes not
without his innards just coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes not showing it is more, because you imagine what it looks like.
Like, what if you just see Tyrian lift his blade up and then it goes black and you hear the squish?
Yeah. Right?
Like, anything like that could have been fine. Right?
Yeah.
I think that's why I really like this idea, because then we get rid of Tyrian, okay? And not that I'm saying that we have to, but, like, I feel like the heroes should lose some and the villain should lose some. Like, I don't want Watts to die particularly, but if he died also after killing Ironwood, because this theory was also intergrained with our Patreon discussion, which you can join and talk to me personally for $20, and everyone else that's in the chat, obviously, right? So the whole idea was Watts kills Ironwood, and Ironwood dies. Cinder ends up killing Winter, and Winter dies. But in terms of losses, it's one of those things where it's like, well, I'm without Tyrian, I got what I wanted, now I'm alone. So what if Watts also was just like, you know, because Salem already has this army of Grimm ready to hit Vacuo, and they don't have the technological advances that Atlas does, right? And so what if it's just sort of like, you don't need Watts or Tyrian anymore, right? Because I feel like, you know, let them go off on a high. You know what I'm saying? Like, let Watts go off on a high when he's killed Ironwood and gotten everything he wants. And, like, if the sky is falling, or he gets, like, or he jumps off the side of Atlas, or whatever he decides to do, like, let him go off with a bang instead of just keeping him around to keep him around, right? And so I feel like killing him off after he gets everything he wants, after he kills Ironwood, after he does whatever he wants to do, goes to kill Jacques, whatever, would be good. And I feel like Tyrian, it's almost the same way, where it's like, let him go out, you know, making these 3 huntsmen struggle to kill him, but I think that they'll win in the end. They have the power of numbers, you know what I'm saying? And so at the end, I feel like, let Tyrion go out as crazy as he came in, right? Because it is crazy that he would do that.
And violent,
you know, that he would be like, there's literally no other option. Salem will torture me, so I guess I'll kill myself, right? And that he'll do it for his queen, and so they can't get information out of him, so they can't kidnap him and try to, you know what I mean? Like, both options are bad. Like, he fails, he gets kidnapped, and they try to get information about Salem from him. Like, he can't betray his queen, so instead he dies. And I feel like that comes full circle, because he was saved because of Salem, now he will die because of Salem. There you go.
I mean, you've clearly thought this out. I was just thinking of Watts, like, crashing, thinking he's done everything. I want him to have one snappy, like, one-liner, like, as Amity Arena's about to crash into Atlas, and it was like, I always thought it was an eyesore. I think that would be really entertaining.
Yeah, because he's on Amity, right? So if Amity does... What if they both kill themselves? That's a little gruesome, too. Like, what if Watts intentionally, after he kills Ironwood, makes sure that Amity Arena directs itself into Atlas, which makes Atlas fall, and Watts thinks it's all worth it. Because to be honest, I've always seen Watts going out in some sort of blaze of glory like that, where, because he could do that, right? He can move the Calxiyn with his thingies. And so what if his very last act, and this is how Watts will die, is that he intentionally rams Amity Arena and watches Atlas fall with him inside it, and then he dies. And he's like, my work here is done.
That would be a hell of an exit. I can say that much about that.
Eddie, call me, okay? The other ones too. I'm just saying, I know Eddie watches some of our videos. So I'm like, listen, I got this.
I think it would certainly be interesting. When it comes to circling back to Tyrion, when it comes to that fight, so here's how I imagine it going. And we've talked about this in that big sort of after, like, volume discussion we did in the live stream.
Right.
Is that I imagine the reason why Clover isn't in the fight scene in the opening, despite the fact that oftentimes the opening are a little misleading, is that maybe that's how we learn about the specifics about his semblance, is that he breaks and mortally wounds Clover. Right. And so he's kind of on the ground and down and out for the fight, and it's just Crow and Robin.
Yeah. I still think they can take him.
You think they can take him out? I think that they would, like, really mess him up, because he's one for running away after he's been beat. So I think,
but he has nowhere to run to now. That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like he'd rather die.
So either he offs himself because something needs to happen that he believes, like, he screwed up beyond a shadow of a doubt, and he believes there is no hope for him.
Yeah.
So if that is just screwing up a third time, I feel like it would have been better to set that up in some capacity of, like, I can't fail.
Well, he kind of said something like that.
What my kind of weird idea is
he said something to Mercury and Emerald. Don't you remember? Like, you have to enjoy what you're doing, and I'll hunt you down myself and all that stuff. And so that's what would happen if Tyrion decided to leave. He would get hunted down. So it's almost like Tyrion's words that he said to Mercury and Emerald would be turned against him. Because he was like, he basically said, hey, if you leave Salem, I'll hunt you down personally. I feel like with Tyrion, if he thinks he can't go back to Salem, it's like someone's going to be hunting him down next. Right? My
guess is, because it would be pretty difficult, because, like, you can walk around Anima. You can't really walk
around Atlas
and
because how would he even get there? Like, he would need Watts, and Watts has already...
Yeah, unless he can steal an airshift and fly it. I don't know. What I think might happen is he might skulk away, and then later he comes across, maybe after Atlas falls, maybe after Cinder's done her fight, and it's just in Mantle after everything's gone to hell, and it's basically a wasteland that people have to traverse in Volume 8, which is kind of where my imagination is going, that maybe Cinder finds Tyrion, and Cinder gets to say something along the line of, like, I get to be the favorite now, which is a very poor line, because
I like that, though. I like the idea.
I like the idea that Cinder is the one that kills Tyrion.
Yeah.
I think could be really entertaining.
I like that. I really like that.
Because instead of him offing himself, which is, I think, believable for the character.
And a very gruesome scene. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
I think it's gruesome. I think he would do that either if he totally believes he's screwed up, or to just cause more havoc.
Yeah.
I think that maybe, like, I don't know. Like, maybe he would, like, he thinks he's gonna lose, and then he sees hypothetically, if the flying monkeys show up, he starts, like, like, our queen has not forsaken us, and he gets a second win and he starts fighting people again and then just dies normally. That's my one guess. Then is that
I think Cinder killing him is great. I think that's great.
He just dies
That would
normally.
happen in Volume 8, though, I guess.
Yeah, by Crow.
Cinder's, like, busy.
I'm thinking maybe like Crow would... I think a Crow would kill him. Would be really cool, or like maybe a joint effort, like that one was for like nearly killing me and my niece, like this one's for Fiona. That would be really interesting. You should be thankful I didn't do that last line in a Shrek voice. And then the idea of Cinder killing him, just off showing, I guess, Cinder's dominance of like, I'm back in the ring, I am Saelin's like chosen one.
Good.
That could be an interesting trip.
Good job,
for
everyone.
her.
We did a good job today.
I
think I like this video. This is great. But yeah, that is everything, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye.